Congratulations, you're approved. This is the email that you will get whenever you get approved for your very first credit card or any other credit card you get with Navy Federal afterwards. And if you are like me, this is probably your highest limit credit card. And everybody knows that Navy Federal is the house of high limits. So you want to do your credit limit increases very strategically so that you can grow this even higher because they do have generous limit increases too. Now, all this depends on some factors that we're going to talk about. You got to make sure all your I's are dotted and all your T's are crossed. So that's why I'm here today. We're going to talk about the things you should do and the things you shouldn't do to make sure that you do get your limit increases. So my name is Starr Carter. If this is the first time that you are joining me, I really do appreciate you coming in and dropping in on me on the channel. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button for me. And if this video helps you in any kind of way, I want you to hit the thumbs up. And if you can hype it up, give me a hype if it really, really helped you, okay? I do appreciate all the love. And guys, make sure that you leave me some comments and let me know if you've ever got denied for a credit limit increase, okay? Let me know in the comments. Let me know if you have got approved for credit limit increases. I want to know what those limits look like because this is usually different across the board, but I want to know what a general consensus is. So please let me know in the comments. All right, guys, let's get into today's comments. So if you already got the card, then you already know what's going on. We're not going to even go through all the semantics about the card and all this kind of stuff because we are here now. We at the pinnacle point. You got it. So right now, we're at the 91 day or 3 cycles on your statement before we even ask for the first credit limit increase. We want to have this card at least 91 days and 3 statement cycles before we even ask for some more money, okay? Like I always tell you guys, just like when you go and start a new job, they want to see how you're going to work out in the first 90 days. Just like this card, they're going to see how you worked out, how you act the fool or not act the fool with your high limit, okay? So they want to check you out in 91 days, 3 billing statements to see how have you managed this card. And that's going to determine if you get a credit limit increase and how much. I'm gonna let you know, guys, now in the video, the pollen is already messing with me. I'm in South Carolina. It's been 80 degrees for the last couple of days, so y'all got to forgive me if my voice go in and out. And if you're not new to my channel, this was the video that I made when I got approved. So the one that I just showed you, that is my actual approval letter. I got approved for $20,000 with an APR of 18%. So because I got an APR of 18%, that's when I got my internal score letter. And I just talked about how you can approve that internal score before you even apply for a credit card. So if you haven't checked that video out, I'll link it above. Also, I also talk about a lot of things that you should do or not do in your first 90 days of being a member with this credit union. So I will also link that. I got a whole Navy Federal playlist, so you'll check it out and I also link it. But yeah, this one right here, I talk about the do's and don'ts when you apply right in this one. So make sure that you check this one out if you haven't already applied. This one and the internal score will be your best two if you have not already got your first card with them. Now, sometimes when we are eager to get things moving, we may not do things in the right order. So like I said, first off, you just got this card. You got to wait 90 days, 91 days and 3 billing cycles before you even think about pulling the trigger for a credit limit increase, okay? Second thing, you do not want to do your credit limit increase by calling them on the phone. Do not call customer service to do your credit limit increase. What you want to do, you want to do your credit limit increases within the app, okay? You want to do them within the app. So this is how my app dashboard look. So as you can see, when I started out, I had $20,000 in my credit limit. Now it is at $51,000, okay? I got the card, and if you go back and you look at this video, I released this video June 6th of 2023. So we are a few months shy of 3 years. That's where we at. And again, in that video, I tell you the do's and the don'ts because I applied for my card within the first 30 days of becoming a member. And I wasn't worried about getting denied because I can't remember exactly what my credit score was, but I know it was at least over 750. And I got excellent payment history. So those are things that you want to have. If you haven't had perfect payment history, you want to have at least good. You don't want it to be poor, okay? Because that's one of the things that they're going to look at. Your payment history is the biggest thing. So later on that, again, you can look at that video. But see, I have gotten up to 51,000 in the last 3 years, almost 3 years. So again, you want to go ahead when it's time for you to pull the trigger. You want to do it within the app. And that way you don't get a hard pull on your credit report. So you don't want to call customer service, but you do want to go in your app and you want to do this credit limit increase request from the app. Now, if you're not new to my channel, then you know that I always tell you guys, keep your credit reports froze. Because there's too much fraud going on right now. It's too much fraud, too much identity theft. I work in the bank. I see it all the time, every single day. So if you are running around here all willy-nilly with your credit report open so that anybody can steal your information on the dark web, congratulations when they do it. But I tell my people over here, if you are a subscriber, you should know. And if you're a regular subscriber, look at my videos, and you should know that I always tell you to keep those credit reports froze. So keep your credit report froze. And when you go in to the app, you do not have to unfreeze your credit report for them to do your credit limit increase. How do I know? Because I always keep my credit report froze, and I never had to unfreeze it for a credit limit increase. That's how I know, okay? I've been keeping my credit froze since 2007. So I tell you, ever since I started working in credit unions and banks, it's going on about 20 years that I've been doing this now. So I'm telling you, keep your stuff froze. So if you got it froze, you ain't got to worry about a hard inquiry. But if you do it within the app, you don't have to worry about a hard inquiry anyway. So if we're on the main screen, if you are looking at your Navy Federal credit card, you want to click on Manage Card. Okay, you want to click on Manage Card. And from Manage Card, you're going to see your card details now at the very top. Now, I've scrolled down because I don't want y'all knowing all my business. So I scrolled down because you want to get to the maintenance section and you want to click on Increase Credit Limit. Now, when you click on this arrow and you go to the next page, it's going to have your information like your address and all that, because now it wants you to update your information. It wants you to update your income. It wants you to update your whatever rent payments that you may have. So those things, it wants to know where are you at now versus where you was at when you first got the credit card. It wants to know that type of information. And they want to make sure that you still have a stable income. So hopefully you still have the same job that you had when you first got the card, or something in that same field when you first got the card, because they do look at those type of demographic information, okay, on you and personal information. So you want to make sure that all those things are in line. You want to make sure that your job information is in line. Your income information is good. Your income needs to be the same or higher than when you first got the card. Okay, it can't be lower. It's got to be the same or higher. Okay, because if it's lower, you're probably not going to get a credit limit increase because your debt to income might be too high. Okay, because they're going to look at those type of things. All right, so when you get in here, you get into the increased credit limit, you click on that and you're going to update that information. Okay. And once you update the information, hopefully you go in and you submit it and they give you an automatic approval like they've done me every single time. But if you did not get an automatic approval, sometimes you can get what they call an under review. So you could get a under review email that says, thank you for applying. Your application has been submitted. Your credit limit increase request is being reviewed and a decision will be made soon. We will contact you if we need any additional information. If opted in, you'll receive updates on the status of your application via email or text message. Okay. So I got this screenshot from this user right here on Reddit. Now, when you get this under review, they're probably looking a little bit deeper into your credit profile and into your income. Okay. Because some things probably have changed since your very first application and your very first approval. So that's why they're holding off. This is not an automatic denial. When people get an under review, they automatically think that they're going to be denied. That's them taking a step further to not deny you. Because if they want to deny you, they would have did it automatically. That's how I look at that. So they're trying to look a little bit further into what you got going on with your income and your credit profile to get you that credit limit increase approval. I don't want you to take that the negative way. Take it as a positive because they're not just cutting you off the jump. Now, I just pulled this up from the Navy Federal website. I bet you a lot of you haven't never gone on their website and actually clicked around to see some of the information that you all ask either me or in different forums like Reddit and stuff like that. But a lot of the information that you want to know about Navy Federal, they are very transparent because they want you to be a good member. So they'll let you know what's up. It's no secret. They'll let you know what's up. So let's get over here and let's look at this. Why was my recent credit limit increase denied? So Navy Federal says the most common reasons for denials are listed below. However, for specific reasons, please refer to the letter we sent you, inform you of the denial. If you have any questions regarding the notice you received, please send a secure message through our online banking, or you can call 1-888-842-6328 to talk to somebody live. Now, the denial letter that you will get is called an adverse action letter. And anytime you get denied, or if you get unfavorable terms to a credit product, case in point, when I got this 18% APR, they sent me a letter. I was approved, but they sent me a letter because I could have got a lower APR. They also let me know why. And I did a no denials video letting you know. First thing y'all already know is because I applied within the first 30 days. I didn't even wait 90 days to get the card. I applied within the first 90 days. So I had not established a good relationship. So this is some of the things that they may send you a adverse letter on. And it's not always a denial. It could be because the terms are not favorable. So just keep that in mind. All right. Next thing is, it says, if your letter says your Navy Federal account is too new, here we go. We like to see at least 3 months of on-time payments on an existing Navy Federal card account before approving an increase to its credit limit. What I say? 90 days. What I say? 90 days. Okay, it's right here in black and white for you. 90 days of on-time payments. It's looking for on-time payments. Now, if you can't make payments on time, then you need to set up auto pay with your route number and your account number for your bank account to make sure that you are paying at least the minimum. You need to be paying it off because that is great financial habit, right? So we don't get in credit card debt. But you need to at least make sure that the minimum is paid by the due date. That way you don't have to worry about any late payments. Now, a lot of people are like, well, as long as it don't report to my credit report, you know, it's all right to be late. No, it's not. Because just because you don't let it go into 30 days, it's still not good to be late because now you're dealing with the actual credit union. You're dealing with the actual credit union, and the credit union is looking at you like, oh, you might be risky. We're not going to give you no credit limit increase because you already can't pay on time. So that's why they're letting you know on time payments. Okay. Next one. There has recently been a change to the credit limit on this account. So we generally grant credit limit increases on existing credit card account no more than once every 6 months. So what I told you, after the first 3 months, 90 days, 91 days, 3 billing cycles, You can't get another one till 6 months after that. Okay. And you could do it every 6 months. Okay. So that's how I've gotten up to 51,000 from 20. And I don't know if I need to do the math. I don't know if I did it right on time every time, because my credit, I'll talk about my credit limit increases, the amounts in a minute. Let's get through this. Okay. So again, you don't want to pull the trigger too early. All right. Delinquent past or present credit obligations with others. So it's very important, guys. Your credit report shows you paid one or more creditors late. They're not just looking at what you do with them. They're looking at how you working out here in these financial streets. Period. I done told you this a million times. If you are a returning person that looks at my channel a lot, you know I tell you it's not about the score. The score let them know how much they're going to charge you in interest. Your credit profile lets them know what's been going on. So you want excellent payment history. Even if you got a lot of inquiries, you want excellent payment history, because at least you can say, I pay my bills on time. I pay my bills. Okay. You want to make sure that you are able to say,
I've been grown. I pay my bills. My bills are paid.
I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist. So you want to make sure you like this lady right here and you pay your bills. You be grown and you pay your bills. Okay. Because that will get you denied if you're not paying your bills. Okay. So we got to make sure that we're not skipping anything when it comes to this. All right. So making sure that your overall credit report looks good. They're looking at the whole thing now, not just them. They're looking at the whole thing. All right. So here we go. Income insufficient for the amount of credit requested. So some of y'all gonna go on that app. Some of y'all gonna go up in that app and ask them for a credit line increase that you know that your income don't support. You are. Now, what can happen is you could shoot your shot high and they could give you what they think that you are worthy of. Or you can shoot it, safe and be like, hey, I'm gonna apply for 5,000. Because it really depends on where they started you out at. And now if they started you out like they did me in 20,000, you got a higher chance of getting a higher limit when you request it. Caveat that the factors that got you approved are still that, right? Nothing's changed. If anything, it has improved. That's what we aiming at. So you want to make sure that nothing's changed that could get you denied. And you want to make sure that your income is either the same or better, like I told you before. So based on the information provided in your application, your current credit limit is appropriate given your stated income. So that's how you can get denied too. It's because you don't make enough money and we scared that you ain't gonna pay us. So we're not gonna do that. All right. Next thing is excessive credit obligations. Your credit report show high utilization or revolving lines. So what does that mean? That means that they're looking at your other credit card balances. That's what that means. And if you got those things over there maxed out, we're not giving you no more money because you look like you broke. I told y'all a million times, if you look risky, they're not going to give you no more money. Okay. Plain and simple. Because you can't be out here running up a bag over here and then think you're going to run up a bag over there because you look like you can't pay your bills. Even if you can, you might can, but you look like you can't. So your utilization is trash. It's over 30%. It might even be maxed out. Now, you max the card out and let it report to your credit report, which you should never do, because even though your credit report can bounce back from maxed out things, as soon as you get it back under the utilization of 30%, or if you're like me, I keep mine between 1% and 3%. So if you get it back down, it's going to rebound. But who wants to pay all that willy-nilly with your credit score, right? Because there is a FICO out there called 10T, and that's called, and that T stands for trended data. So that means that credit report looks back 24 months. So you want to make sure that the whole 24 months look good, because if they do start implementing FICO 10T, which they're already talking about it in the mortgage space. So any of y'all that's looking at maybe getting a mortgage, that might mess you up. So don't be letting maxed out cards and all that kind of stuff report to your credit report. Like I said, they looking at everything and they telling you. They looking at how you paid your bills with other people, and they also looking at how much money do you owe. Have you already maxed out the card with us? We're not giving you no more money. To me, one of the most common misconceptions when it comes to credit line increases, I've seen this a lot on already, like on a lot of those forums where they say max out the card, and that will help the bank know that they need to increase your limit because you don't have enough limit, so you're maxing out the card. That can hurt, and that can get your card closed. It just depends on where you at with your credit. Because like say for instance with Capital One is known for putting you in the bucket. So doing that with them and you don't have a stellar credit, you don't have a stellar credit score or credit profile, you don't want to do that. The more risky you are, you can get either your limit slashed that you already have, or you can get your whole account closed, period, because you look risky. So I like to debunk some of that because it doesn't work like that for everybody, because everybody's credit profile is not the same. Now, somebody like me who has a credit profile, depending on which one you pull, my TransUnion is no less than 787. My Experian is 799, and my Equifax is 806. So just depending on who pulled what and when, I'm not worried about them looking at my credit profile or my credit score, but I still don't want to look like I'm risky. Okay, some of those things look risky. If I'm running up my limit and I'm paying it back off before the statement can report to the credit report, it could trigger them to give me more money because they see my responsible habits. They have did a soft pull and they looking at how I'm moving out here in these financial streets. So that could trigger an automatic credit limit increase. It could. But it just depends on where you at. In my case, it could, because I have a good credit profile. If your credit profile don't look good, if you don't think that you would give yourself some money, they probably not going to give you no more money either. Okay. So it's all about how you look out here in these financial streets now. It really matters. Okay. So next thing, excessive credit obligations in relation to your income. What that is, that's your debt to income ratio. So your total monthly payment obligations exceed debt to income standards. Now, here's the thing. It's only asking you for employment information. It's asking you for your income, and it's asking you if you pay rent or if you pay mortgage and what that payment is, right? A lot of people mess up because, say like me, I'm married. My husband paid for us to live, so I don't put anything. Or if I do, I put half. Because sometimes it's a little bit unrealistic, even though I don't, it's a little bit unrealistic sometimes for you to put that. So I at least I'll put half, but I'm not going to put the whole thing, especially if, like me, I'm married, or if you have a roommate or whatever. If you're not paying all the bills, you don't need to put the whole thing down. So if your rent is $1,500, you need to put $750 if you got a roommate or you got a spouse or a boyfriend, a girlfriend, whoever, right? You don't have to put the whole thing because you're not paying the whole thing. Okay. So that's another factor. But also, again, is looking at your credit profile, because you can say that you don't owe that many people, but your credit profile is going to tell the truth. If you got high credit obligations or utilizations, you done been late and all that, that screams my money is funny. Okay. And I'm not going to give you no more money if your money is funny. Okay. So we have to, again, we got to look good here in these financial streets. And so these are the most common things that will get you denied for your credit limit increase. Again, you don't want to pull the trigger too fast. You want to wait those 91 days or 3 billing cycles, like I tell you, at least 3 months of on-time payments. We got to have it. We can't skip it. All right. We want to make sure that the credit limit increase that you do after that is at least every 6 months, once every 6 months. Don't be so eager to get some money. Okay. You look desperate. You look like you're trying to run up a bag and not pay these people. And shame on the ones that have, because that's not cool. You mess it up for everybody else. This is a really good credit union now, and you don't want to do that. All right. Delinquent credit obligations with other people. Keep that credit score tip top. If you can't pay your bills on time and you getting late, either you need to make some more money or you need to set this stuff up on auto pay if you can't remember. Put a reminder in your phone or something, because there's no reason for you to have late payments if you have money. Think about that. So if you don't have it, that's when you look risky. Okay? Because why would you pay late if you got the money? I always tell y'all, think logically when it comes to credit. All right. Make sure that income, like I said, that income that goes along with them late payments. All right. Excessive credit obligations. Again, it goes along with them late payments. When them revolving lines get too high, it looks like you don't got no money. You look broke. Excessive credit obligations to your income. All this, that you got 1, 2, 3, 4 sections telling you that we looking at your money, and we want to make sure that your money is not funny, and we're not going to give you no money if your money look funny. So again, guys, some of this stuff is just easy. Not some of it, all of it. All this is easy. You just got to do smart financial moves. That's all you got to do. You just got to do smart financial moves. And if you do smart financial moves, then
more money.
Now that's for my old heads that remember and live in color. I'm always telling my age, but I don't mind. Y'all know I'm 47, about to be 48 in June. But here's the thing. This is how you get to more money. Again, guys, what you do with one bank is how they're going to treat you with the next bank. So if you got a card with Navy Federal, one of the best credit unions out there, you do not want to fumble this bag. You do not want to mess up this relationship. Okay. You don't want to mess up any relationship with any creditor that's reporting on your credit report or anybody, period. It's just good financial habits that we're striving for. We'll make sure that we're doing the right things. Okay. So with that being said, you got to make sure that you're moving. You got to move right, because once you move right, it will open up the door to so many other avenues. How many of y'all want to buy a home? Raise your hand. How many of y'all want to buy a home? How many of y'all want to start your own business and you want to get business funding? Well, I'm here to tell you, I don't care what none of these people out here say. They're going to look at your personal credit when you're trying to get business funding. They are. Because there's no way they're going to give you those higher lines of credit if you don't even know how to handle your personal business. They're not going to do it. I don't care who told you, well, you can use your EIN. No. Even if you can use your EIN, they're going to still look at your personal credit, even if they're not doing a personal guarantee. They want to see how you moving out here in these financial streets, and you can't get away from that. They want to know. Everybody want to know. It's too much fraud out here. It's too many scams. It's too many people getting their identity stolen for them not to do their due diligence and make sure that you are on track. Okay. And that you're not out here looking risky and you might be a potential collection or charge off. They're not trying to go there with you. They're not. Okay. So that's why all of these things are very important. If you want to move right, you got to do right, period. All right. So again, guys, let me know in the comments. And if you want to join the Credit Ready program, if you want to join my school community, please go in the description, or you can scan the QR code that is on the screen. Okay, I do appreciate all the love. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. I always want to hear back from you all. And if there's any type of video that you want me to do to explain any credit or anything like that, let me know for my Credit Clarity Tuesday content, and I'll be glad to clear it up for you. So again, if you have any credit questions that you want me to clear up for you because something just ain't clicking and ain't making no sense, drop me a comment, or you can email me at info@starrcarter.com, and that's with 2 R's, and let me know what is your credit question, and I will do it on my Credit Clarity Tuesdays. Okay. All right, guys, I'm gonna get up out of here. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Peace.